It's time for Inside the Patch with your Las Vegas Raiders. Here's Gnarley Charley.
Well, we're at it again with Inside the Patch. I don't know what I figured out your name exactly, but I know it's Brian. No, but you're a Raider insider. You're an expert opinion, and it looks like you're wearing a lumberjack shirt, even though I don't think that's a lumberjack shirt, but it's got that feel.
It's a Nike hoodie, and I do like how my nephews pointed out. For everybody who's just listening, it has Nike all over it, swoosh, everything, and then on the left corner, there's a black Nike, like embroidered, just in case all the Nikes everywhere didn't. In case
you're colorblind. What if you're colorblind? You can't see the color red.
Yeah, just in case.
I would not go to a bullfight wearing that. I'll be honest with you. You might be running.
You know what's funny is, so my girlfriend is from Mexico City.
Oh, and perfect.
So, yeah, I act like a torito every now and then. I act like a bull, and I'll just kind of like nudge with my forehead. I'll kind of like nudge her. And so today, I thought her knee was like a little bit further away, and so I went torito, and I went in too hot. I basically elbowed myself in the forehead.
Temple?
Or kneed myself in the forehead.
Forehead, not temple.
Yeah, no, temple. Not temple. I would have gone down.
You would be here.
Yeah. Maybe
how'd he die?
Wilson, which was very scary against the Chiefs. Russ was like, where am I right now? Then he came to, but yeah, luckily that wasn't me.
He was trying to talk to Seattle. They throw me a fish. I don't care. Where am I? That was scary.
That was scary. That's happened a couple of times. I went to we went to the Colts-Broncos game earlier in the season, that 12-9 overtime game.
Oh, yeah.
But Nyheim Hines, the running back for the Colts, man, he got knocked out of the game, man. Some of those guys, they've staggered a few times with those concussions.
And they've changed the rules, and they've done – I mean, you're talking 1960s and 70s. It was like, get back out there. You know, here's some smelling salt. You're fine.
I know we've come so far, and for the good, right? We were just idiots. Sometimes way back when we didn't know, and then give it a little bit more time. The NFL knew, kept it under wraps. We know all that. We know so much more now. We've gotten to a place, Gnarly, where Devontae Parker with the Patriots, he called out the NFL and was like, "Get your act together," because apparently he was concussed and nobody spotted it. You know, they have all these spotters and. He was like, my teammate Aguilar helped me out. My brother Aguilar helped me out. But NFL, get it together. So think about that.
Yeah, you don't do that.
So far. Now we've got players calling out the league.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
Adding concussions. Yeah.
Well, speaking of concussions, it's been like that being a Raider fan this year. And the thing is, we're not talking draft choice yet. So there is a slight chance we have a chance. We're not dead yet. We're not mathematically out. A lot of things have to happen.
Yeah, you are keep hope alive, Gnarly.
I have to be. I have to be.
You are.
Well, now, you know, I just keep saying, you know, the guy that's going to cut his pinky off if the Raiders win the Super Bowl. Every week, it's like, I think we got him. And then, sorry.
Then it doesn't work out.
It doesn't work out.
I just want to be next to you one time. Like this past Thursday would have been the perfect time where the Raiders have the game.
Right.
Baker Mayfield has been with the Rams for 2 days. 2 days. He doesn't know the playbook. Doesn't know the plays. And the Raiders have a 13-point lead. It's 16-3. I want to be next to you. And although I don't root for you to lose a large sum of money, I feel like, just based on how positive you are, even if you had a stack of cash on the Raiders and Baker Mayfield not only leads one touchdown drive, but 98 yards away leads another touchdown drive, and you lose the stack of cash, I feel like you would just shrug your shoulders and say, them's the breaks. I feel like you would just skip off into the distance, you know?
Well, I kind of went catatonic, and I kind of called it. I said, we're not playing very hard. I took to my fiance and said, look, you know, we're not playing very hard, and I don't like that if they score one more time, they're only they win with a touchdown the next time. I go, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it from our guys. They're not sense of urgency, knocking the ball out after the play, jumping off sides on fourth down. I was just like, what?
Dude,
What?
The mistakes were just unforgivable. It's what are you doing? I didn't even think about this, Gnarly, but I had some cash on the Raiders because I was thinking at halftime, the Rams can't score. They can't score. So I basically bet on the Raiders to hold serve. They were up, I forget it. I think they were up by 10. So I took the Raiders minus 9.5. I'm like, hey, as long as they hold serve, I win that bet. That didn't happen.
No.
I also had the Raiders minus 5.5 in a confidence pool. And so even when the Rams scored that first touchdown, they're still trailing by 6. So I'm still okay. But then that didn't work out either. No. So I lost cash. I lost the confidence pool. I just lost everything with the Raiders. Yeah.
And yet, we're still not done. Okay, here's a weird thing. Okay, so this happened in SoFi Stadium. Well, on Saturday, the Fresno State Bulldogs are going to SoFi to play in the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl. The Jimmy Kimmel Bowl.
Hey, man, whatever. It's bowl season. Have fun. Have at it.
Well, the Fresno State Bulldogs and the Raiders kind of blew 4 games at the beginning. I mean, Fresno State was having trouble, and now they won the conference, and now they're in the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl. Congratulations. The Raiders need to jump on that bandwagon too, and I just hope we didn't stain SoFi for them.
I hope so, man. Look, man, it's not the most prestigious sounding bowl. Let's just be honest. The Jimmy Kimmel Bowl,
that sounds like tradition.
Not a New Year's Six bowl game, It's not like the tradition of the Rose Bowl,
the Sugar Bowl, the Orange Bowl.
By the way, Gnarly, my girlfriend has the loudest apple known to man right now. It's
really?
A running joke with us. She can't be quiet. She cannot be quiet. She's been quiet all night until it's time for the podcast, and she's like, let me get the loudest apple known to man. And now, because I looked over and was like, bad choice. I gave her the eye contact. Horrible choice. She's eating it slower, like.
Yeah.
It's worse.
And it's worse. It's louder. I haven't heard it yet.
More distracting.
But I'll tell you, if it's biblical, be careful with a woman and her apple. You never know. You never know how that's going to turn out. I don't know what the over-under on that is, but it's not good.
Yeah. No, powering through. Powering through, yes.
All right. So here's what has to happen. The Jets have to lose 2 games out of the 4. The Patriots have to lose 2 games. The Chargers have to lose 2 games. And there's one more. It's maybe the Steelers have to lose 2 games. Okay? And we have to win all 4. That's the only way we're going. That's it. So there's a lot of ifs. But
so what are the Vegas odds this happens, right? What are we looking at? What's the payout if they somehow find a way to eke in?
That's like a parlay in itself. That's like a 4-game parlay. 5. You got the 4 double losses, and we got to win 4.
Yeah.
That's a lot of stuff.
That's got to be a monstrous payout. If you bet right now the Raiders are somehow sneaking in. Yeah. I think you could retire on a $5 bet.
Yeah, I think so. And then I would put the corn toss and the blue Gatorade on that too. Why not? Really get it out there.
Have you seen the movie Uncut Gems?
Yes, I have. With Adam Sandler?
Yeah, with Adam Sandler. The bet at the end. It's this big parlay bet. He needs the opening tip. He's betting on basketball. But I like what you're thinking. Let's think bigger. Then we just need 9 teams to lose 2 games apiece, and the Raiders run the table. Let's figure out what Josh McDaniels, what the Gatorade bath, what color that is. Let's add to the parlay here.
I think might as well just go for it. And I like to ruin my parlays early. Like when on future bets, I did first person to to throw. No, first a touchback, coin toss, and first team to throw a completion, and I hit all three of those in the Super Bowl.
First team to throw complete a pass. What else?
Complete a pass. That the opening kickoff would be a touchback.
Okay, well that makes sense in today's NFL. Yeah.
Coin toss.
And you got the coin toss.
I hit all.
Do you remember what it was?
Well, it was heads, I believe. I really don't remember. I'm guessing.
Yeah,
a chance, But and then I had a sacks that I did lose on the Rams didn't cover, but I remember they did do the sacks. I got a sack on.
Yeah.
But the only thing I missed was the game itself, but it covered everything. Yeah. But I was like, oh my god!
Which team would commit a defensive holding penalty? I got which team would commit an illegal contact penalty. I didn't get who would cover the spread, but I pretty much got everything else. Yeah.
What end zone is the streaker going to come from? Well, I got that, nailed that.
Will there be a drone? If so, which yard line will the drone appear above first? Yeah, you had the 21-yard line. You had that.
I went no wardrobe malfunction because it just didn't happen. So
yeah, that was strong by you, Gnarly. Well done.
All right, Patriots, Raiders. The Raiders have how many Patriots on their team and coaches? They're saying we're West Coast Patriot team, and does he want to beat the master? Does he want to beat his mentor, or does he care? Or is this all an elaborate plan that Robert Kraft put together a long time ago, and this is just a way to move the whole New England team to Vegas? I don't know. I heard
so
a
many
rumor.
Storylines.
I heard Brady's coming back to the Raiders. I don't know. I don't know.
While you're throwing out possibilities, how about Josh McDaniels? He one-ups Baker Mayfield and says, "You think that was remarkable? How about me replacing Derek Carr? Huh? Who saw that coming? Maybe Josh McDaniels suits up this weekend."
Oh, that would be good. That would be good. That's one thing. In baseball, the managers wear uniforms. Why are not the coaches at NFL full gear? I want a helmet, shoulder pads, and then they have to jump in sometimes. They have to play one play.
I like what you're thinking because hockey, they have like the backup goalie is an insurance salesman sometimes.
Yep.
What about the NFL this year? We've seen a couple of teams be real short on quarterbacks. The Bears, Justin Fields was out, and then Trevor Siemian was believed to be out, and it was supposed to be Nathan Peterman, and then it was Siemian. It's this whole thing against the Jets. And just this last weekend, Lamar Jackson was already out. Then Tyler Huntley, the backup, was out. Then you had Anthony Brown. Well, if he gets hurt, what do we have? We got John Harbaugh? Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It could do it. Well, I remember Ray Guy was our third-string quarterback, but he never played. But there were a couple times he actually got in there in preseason, and I guess he was a super good athlete too. That's the
I
only.
would like to know. That's what I really want to know. Who is the non-quarterback emergency quarterback for each team? And
they gotta have one.
I want the power rankings of all 32
of the guys that.
Yes.
Like maybe I'm just a long snapper and fourth string quarterback.
Yes. Or remember, this was it 1 or 2 years ago that the Broncos? It was the COVID year, so it was 2 years ago. The Broncos had to use their wide receiver. Was it Kendall Hilton?
Yes, I think so.
And I remember talking about this on a sports radio show, and we're trying to figure out, hey, how many yards is he going to throw for? And I said, give me like 110. And the people on the show were like, "You're crazy. There's no way." Or whatever I threw. I threw out like 85, whatever the number was. And they were right. He wasn't even close. He had, I think, one completion for like 15 yards or something.
Well, I mean, think about at football practice. I remember, this is in college, there's always a couple linemen or guys that were kicking field goals for fun. And always there's one guy that's just a pretty good field goal kicker. And coach would let him have a chance. Yeah. A middle linebacker, but look, I just drilled that 50-yarder. Let me do it in a game.
Yeah, we see that a lot. Chad Johnson, remember the receiver?
Oh, yeah,
he
yeah.
used to kick extra points in preseason. Justin Reed, he had to do that for the Chiefs. He's a safety, so he can boot him.
Before Doug Flutie in 1989, my brother Aaron was playing at Laverne College. It's down south. And the coach was old, and he'd been retired and been there for like 45 years. And my brother was kicking drop kicks in practice, joking around. And he let my brother go in a game and drop kick an extra point in college. This was before Flutie and all that had done. And it was like there was a little thing in Sports Illustrated about it in the back, like Faces in the Crowd or something. And he got publicity for it. And he did it just because his coach wanted him to do it because it's last year and nobody drop kicks anymore. So
drop kicking is a lost art.
Yeah.
You know? I'll never forget Belichick, who's a historian. You know, Belichick's a historian of the game. And when he had Doug Flutie drop kick the extra point, he hugged Doug Flutie like they just won a Super Bowl. He loved that. That was a great moment.
Well, did you see that there is a controversy, and it's the Raiders doing it? We're inside, there's not outside, and they have a guy teeing up the ball. People go, "There's not windy." Why? They've figured out that you could pull it way, way, way down because the NFLs have a set tee that you have to use this tee. Well, you can't put it at that angle,
right?
Unless you have someone holding it. And so they're probably going to have a rule change, I think.
I love that story. Yes, because and I agree with you because it really does discourage touchbacks.
Yeah.
And that's really what the NFL wants because they want to keep the concussion numbers down.
Right.
But yeah, I love that story where the Raiders, they flip the tee upside down.
Yeah.
And then they have a holder. And so because it's higher up, it's higher off the ground than their kicker, he can get under the ball more.
It's like a punt.
Skies it higher, and they try to get it down at the goal line. So the whole point is to try to pin the opponent before the 25-yard line. So you get better field position. I think it's great. And it's totally legal right now.
It'll change. It'll be gone.
Change. It has to change.
So maybe
the rule, look, man, they wouldn't have you kick off from the 35. They're having you kick off from the 35 because they want touchbacks. So, yes, they're totally going to outlaw this very soon.
Well, and what if that's the difference in this season? What if that's the way the Raiders make it to the Super Bowl and win, and it's all T-Gate? I mean.
Well, and think about it, too, where I go back to the Bills-Chiefs playoff game. Remember when there were 13 seconds left and the Bills were stupid and didn't squib kick it?
Right.
The next best thing is to do what the Raiders are doing. Use a holder, get under it, sky it up like super high.
That'll kill 4 seconds right there.
Well, you're going to have to field it. If you kick it super high down to the 5, right? Mm-hmm. You've got a 3-point lead on the Chiefs with 13 seconds left. Sky it super high down to the 5. They have no choice but to return it. You're going to burn time off the clock.
Right.
Yeah.
And if they don't get out of bounds, yeah. I'm with you. All right, so where are we at on Sunday? They've already took us off national television and buried it to 1 o'clock. So it tells you how the NFL feels about it. They don't care.
I can't figure you out, Gnarly. I give you credit, man, because you are ride or die. You are riding with the Raiders to the bitter end here. I can't figure out if you just have like a monstrous sum of money on the Raiders. Like you've got them at like 6.5 their season win total, and you need 2 more wins. I don't know what it is, but you're just riding hard for the Raiders. Season isn't over yet until it's over.
Well, it just reminds me of last year when they said, well, if you tie the Chargers, which will never happen, you both get it. I was like, there's no way that's going to happen. And it almost did. It was like, I'm saying, I'm hoping it comes down to the last week, and it's the freaking T is going to help us overcome. Somehow, that's how we're going to win. That's how we're getting to the playoffs. The illegal tee shot.
The secret weapon tee approach.
Yeah. I mean, it worked for us when we were fighting England. We said, you know what? We're going to dump your tea in the harbor. Boston, New England, watch this. It's all about the tea.
I do like how the Raiders wring every last droplet out of a rule that's technically still legal. And they're like, it's going to be illegal very soon. Like, whatever.
We know it's coming.
You know, it's around the corner. This kicking tee thing is going to get changed. Stickum is going to get changed. Let's just go crazy while we can.
And don't forget about our coach jamming a turkey, a turducken. That's got to be illegal in some countries. Jamming different animals inside of each other. Telling you, it's all about the rules. Changing the rules.
Yeah, I do like it. I like how they and really. I mean, think about. I hate to bring this up. I shouldn't even bring it up.
Don't bring it up. It's fine.
I'm gonna whisper it with the tuck rule.
Yeah,
you know. But that obviously screwed them. It's a horrible rule.
Right.
A couple more years after that Patriots game for the rule to be changed, but that was one that the Raiders were at the holy roller. Like, think about how many rules have been changed that are tied to the Raiders. It's
the
crazy.
Immaculate Reception, the 50th anniversary is next the following week, and the Raiders are playing Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You know what's weird about the tuck rule? That I'd never heard of it, and I'm at, I believe it was Walgreens, and I see a container and said Tucks. I'm like, what is Tucks? It's for the butt. It's a medicated wipe on your bottom, right?
Oh wow,
yeah. And I go, that's how I feel about the tuck rule. I needed him. I needed him for that.
Well, maybe that was one of the good things to come out of it.
I think so. A medicated bottom wipe. So.
Yeah, they're like, let's try to use this horrible, awful rule for something good.
Oh, you know. It's the way that the depth of this show that gets me every time. I'm like, you know, there's something here. Brian,
look, man, we cover all angles. Literally this time. We have covered all angles.
Brian, no, ladies and gentlemen, we never say no. We're Raider fans. Just remember that. All right. We beat the Patriots, and we're back next week. All right. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, man. Good hanging with you, Gnarly.
We'll be back with more Inside the Patch on 1430 ESPN, your official home of the Las Vegas Raiders.